I'm Mary Haugen. Welcome to my craft studio. And the biggest reason I decided to make a change was after 18 years, we moved to a new house. And fortunately, this house had space that I could have a room dedicated just to my art supplies and my passions. My old studio has gone through many changes over the years. I originally started at our dining room table, so very compact space, and that was actually the beginning of my quest for organization and optimizing my storage for my craft supplies. And then I moved into a spare bedroom in the basement of our first house, and I had a spare bedroom in our second house. Now I'm here and excited to make this my dedicated crafting space. The choice for this room came due to several factors. There's another room in the house that's much larger, and I would have loved to have had that as my craft studio. The problem was it did not have any windows. That's a major problem. I need natural light. It really helps working with color and the texture in what I do. So that room was out, and it benefited Brett because he got the home theater he's always wanted.
Yeah.
In looking at this space, lighting is obviously important. The natural light from the window is one thing, but I tend to craft at night a lot. The original light in this room is pretty dim, and it's okay, it works. But beyond that lighting, I knew I needed task lighting. I needed certain areas well lit so that I could see nice and clear while I was working, and I didn't have table lamps or things getting in the way. So we chose some really nice pieces that we found online that was able to keep the aesthetic of the full house and not really take that out and look too industrial or too factory made. This bedroom, like the entire lower level of our house, was carpeted. And I would love that because it's so soft and it feels comfortable, but I knew I would destroy carpet. I'm either going to burn it with my heat tool, I'm going to drop glitter or embossing powder in that's never going to come out, or texture paste or paint or who knows what. So I knew the carpet had to come out and we had to choose something else. So we chose a more durable flooring. And I wanted to find something that would really continue the aesthetic of the whole house. We found something really durable, something I like. It's different from other flooring in the house, but it still coordinates and works well. When we were looking at the layout of this space, I knew that I wanted to maximize my efficiency, not only in storage, but in workflow and spacing, and just have a nice, comfortable feel of the room. And once we got in, we kind of mocked it out, taped off the floor, laid things out. So I opted to put the desk along one wall. From that, the other spacing just kind of made sense based on the size of the pieces, and we just went from there. So in moving into this space, I think one of the biggest layout changes came with my desk itself. I wanted to make a change as I wanted to go everything counter height. My die cutting station that we reused from the other place that I had built at a counter height level. So it was easy to stand and work at and do my die cutting. So I decided I wanted the whole desk to be raised to a counter height. So in my old craft room, my Kallax was my paper storage. Almost the entire thing. I had a few cubes that I used for decor or storing magazines or catalogs or things like that. But the majority of it was my paper storage. And when I got to this room, it has a nice walk-in closet. And so I was able to reconfigure and design all my paper storage into the closet, which is also great because it keeps it out of direct sunlight. So that's protected, but now I had an empty Kallax unit. So trying to decide, what do I want to do with that? So I was able to move my ink pad storage off my desktop into the carousels in the Kallax, and then fill the rest of the space with oodles of drawers that are just waiting to be filled with crafty goodness. So by moving all of my ink pads off my desktop and into the Kallax, it created a wide open space that I could rethink how I stored things on my desktop. And so I was able to make sure I had a space directly in front of my work surface that was for the stuff I reach for every time I'm crafting. And then I had storage space that I can grow into for other products and use for just fun decor items, to display projects I've made or memories from travel and things like that, and just what brings me joy. I can have it right there in front of me. I think my favorite part about this new craft studio is all of it. But if I have to pick something, it would probably be my main workstation. It's just become a place where it's easy for me to create and know what I have and what I want to grab. But outside of the creative side, I think my favorite part has been the way I've been able to put touches that are important to me in decorating and things that just bring me joy and spark creativity. So in making this craft space uniquely mine, I wanted to fill it with things that bring me joy. That went through a lot of evolution over the years. I would think it had to be very adult, very artsy or something. And finally I was like, no, just put in what makes you smile. And one of the big things that makes me smile are the Muppets. And yes, I'm a big kid. I love the Muppets. And so they are featured prominently in my craft room, as well as other art and things I've collected on travels, and just found ways to just keep that joy in front of me. I think I express myself through crafting in a variety of ways. I think it's bringing a smile to somebody's face, sharing joy with others. I went a long time trying to be perfect, and everything had to be just so. And I've learned to embrace the mistake, embrace the whoops, that didn't turn out, but it actually works, those kind of moments. And so being able to take those ideas and those thoughts and even just those color combinations that run through your mind and putting it into something I can see, something you can touch, and something you can share. If you're thinking about designing your own craft space, whether it is a closet, a dining room table, or a full room dedicated to yourself, you want to focus on what is going to work best for you. Take into account the things that are important to you as a crafter. How can you maximize your efficiency, your storage, and then by doing so, inspire your creativity? Realize that organization is a journey. It's ever changing. As new things come out on the market, you might find something that's going to work better, or it may work for this season because this is what I'm interested in crafting in, but that may change. And it's okay to change and let those things move on. Just find out what's going to give you the best use of your space and go with it. And don't be afraid to look to the next thing, or to rethink how you were storing something and repurpose a piece. It can all work. and then make that space your own by those little touches. And it's those personal things that can just spark joy and unleash your creativity.